strangers around me. I don't know who to trust, gotta ground me. I can feel adrenaline, my heart's pounding. The enemies all around, they surrounding. Yeah, I think I better prepare. No fear in this world, better beware. No time in the world, yeah, to be scared. Leave it all on the line or don't be here. My ending's unclear. I can feel the quest, it's pulling me in. I don't wanna rest, I need to begin. I listen to my chest, I feel it in the wind. I know that I'm obsessed, that's how I'm gonna win. Yeah, I trained for this. Yeah, I prayed for this. I didn't change for this. I was made for this. I can feel the quest, it's pulling me in. I don't want no rest, I need to begin. I listen to my chest, I feel it in the wind. I know that I'm obsessed, that's how I'm gonna win. Yeah, I trained for this. Yeah, I prayed for this. I didn't change for this. I was made for this. I was born to make changes. Rearrange this place, gotta tame it. Enemies everywhere when you're famous. They wanna take this dream and deflate it. I hate it, but I use hate as fuel to give me energy. I got the barrel and the scope on my enemy. It's in my mind how I redefine everything I know. Who I am, what I want, a clear identity. I can feel the quest, it's pulling me in. I don't wanna rest, I need to begin. I listen to my chest, I feel it in the wind. I know that I'm obsessed, that's how I'm gonna win. Yeah, I trained for this. Yeah, I prayed for this. I didn't change for this. I was made for this. I can feel the quest, it's pulling me in. I don't want no rest, I need to begin. I listen to my chest, I feel it in the wind. I know.
Hello?
Woo! What up, girls? What up,
Hello?
y'all? Hello?
Hello, Shan.
What are we hearing? Shit going crazy. Everybody got dogs barking. Shit's going
Loki,
crazy.
I thought you dropped.
Yeah, I
dropped
did.
for a second.
Something weird happened.
You fell
Oh
off
my
the
God.
bike.
Yeah, something weird happened. Said,
Rocky freaking
snap.
barked as soon as I pressed unmute. Like as soon as I did it. Scared the shit out of myself.
It's pretty much in a nutshell how our night's about to go.
Oh
we
my
doing some
God.
Sammy May. Sammy May stuff. So we're going to watch tonight something that I've never given the time of day. Honestly, gave it like 2 minutes and I was like, hell no. And I turned it off and I never went back to it.
I do want to say hi to Lala because I feel like we haven't been seeing Lala forever. Hi, Lala.
She's busy.
Hi, Lovey. How are you?
Missing you.
I know. Miss you guys too. I jumped into like Wisco's thing like real quick the other night and I was like, hey, I'm here for a minute. And then I had to get out.
We miss you. We miss you so much.
I missed you guys too. I'm back.
I think we're all about to rip our faces off tonight. It's all good.
Oh, don't even tell me that.
I'm about to put us all through it.
I am gonna tell y'all though. So I was down south for a wedding this weekend. Y'all know, but so I was down south and we stopped at a like a rest area down in Pompano Beach. Or what is it called?
Pompano Beach.
Pompano Beach.
Wow.
But y'all know where I'm going with that, right? Mm-hmm. And as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh my God, can I tell you that like I was like scanning everybody's faces like 1,000 times in this damn like rest area, like restaurant thing. There was like what, 4 or 5 restaurants in there. Like it was huge. And then like I had like all these like sex trafficking signs everywhere in the bathrooms and stuff. And I'm like just watching everybody. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like I was like, if she's here, oh my God. Like I don't know, it was crazy. It was really crazy.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, it was like intense. Like I was just like scanning the whole place. Shut up.
That's weird as hell. That's creepy. That's creepy.
I'm just saying.
Like you, that shit got real quick, huh?
It got real quick. Yeah.
real.
I was like, what would I do? Oh my God, I would flip out.
That's why, like, normally when I go, like, on vacations and shit, it's normally out to, like, the ocean or water or something that's not, like, congested with peopliness and where I have to use, like, public bathrooms. I'd rather piss in some dirt.
Right?
Right, rather pop a squat.
Yeah.
For real.
I ain't taking my whole belt off and shit, though. I don't know why we'd have to do all that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the bathroom,
Yeah,
as
it's
soon as you
very
walked
real.
in, there was like these huge, like floor to ceiling signs about like human
Missing.
trafficking and like the signs of it and like this and the other. And like it was really like, it was really intense. And then like to be there from where
That's why
we
you
heard
go in
that's where she
groups.
was.
Yep.
Yeah, but then we heard that's where they took her or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing. I was just like, oh my God.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. You get the
I know.
heebie-jeebies.
Mm-hmm. Super intense. Anyways, that's my story.
But you had a good time, though?
Mm-hmm.
Did you dance it up and
It was
shit?
great. Oh my God.
you
Did
get
not
juiced?
disappoint.
He was
Probably
shaking
one
it.
of
He did not
probably-
disappoint.
no. Did
Bro, I
not.
love when Lala sends me videos of her singing and her dancing or just bopping right there while she's doing her shit. I love it, dude.
It was one of the best weddings I have ever been to.
She sends me some of the funniest videos of old people getting it.
I could
Getting it, straight getting it, bro.
Getting it.
Just the way
Getting
that
it.
Lala talks, I could definitely imagine her getting it out like she's in the club. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. It
I
was
could
great. It
definitely
was
imagine it.
fun time. Super fun time.
I almost might go to the land of smelly old people
You should.
to cut it with you, dude. Like, for real. Like, I would
Listen.
definitely go to a club with you.
The land of smelly old people. We're pretty cool down here. We got some pretty cool
Yep.
nights.
It's all right.
You ever been square dancing, Lala?
No. We're in that country.
She's like, no.
No.
We're in that country.
What's a square dance?
I'm sure I know what it is. I'm sure my husband has. He's from Texas.
Let's all go square dancing. What the hell?
Yo, these people
The
do
girls
here
wanna
what's
go square
called
dancing.
country line dancing.
Oh no, I know how to line
But
dance.
look, these hick ass
Let's do that.
motherfuckers though will literally like they like get low though. Like it's some weird ass shit, dude.
I know how to line dance. Like I got that,
Line
but
dance is-
Lala
I don't know
knows how to
about
get low.
Chelsea Doan. Lala's got 6 kids. I ain't getting low for nothing.
She ain't get back up.
She said not
Hell
even
no.
low.
She gonna get flow. She said crane kicks Eminem square dance. Yeah.
I
Eminem
freaking
square
love you
dance.
guys, dude.
Yeah, I got Eminem square dance all day.
Yeah, look, I feel like we're about to get mad. I think we're about to yell at these people.
Well, let's yell at
Oh,
some
yeah.
people. Shit.
Let's do it.
Alright. I have never sat through this whole ass thing, y'all. About to do it with you. I don't know if we could do it. Tell me if y'all have had enough, okay? Because we got Captain Kurt on backup. You're gonna be talking about some anime. But first we get some Sammy down. Then we get to the May. Some salmon May. Oh boy. What are we about to do?
Let's do it.
I don't even know. I'm just kind of scared, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what's about to happen. I think that they made me really pissed in the first like 2 minutes and I cut it off. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long time. I think this was put up, 4 or 5 months ago? All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
So my squirrel's good. Daisy, you here? La. We got Mama Slaughter in the house.
Yeah.
Chat's looking good. Let's get it.
Oh boy.
A 16-year-old who went missing. Greg wants to tell us about the videos we're going to watch.
The interview is from the All-American Dream Chaser YouTube channel. Sammy Smith organized this search that they were having, and Rodney was last seen after leaving this Prosser family campground in Truckee, California on August 6th. They finally found her body on August 21st. They initially thought foul play was underway because they found her in the back
still
seat,
think so.
but the medical examiner came out 5 days ago and said it was an accidental drowning.
Yeah, so Kylie is one of my close friends. We met through mutual friends and we became closer in the past year to coming months recently. And
That always bothers me. It bothers me.
she is just a light in a lot of people's lives. She's wonderful. She's smiling all the time. She's caring.
I hope you all know that I love you because I've been listening to this little girl on repeat for the past like a week and a half.
You really have.
Beautiful. She's there for anybody who has ever needed her. She's very outgoing. She's outdoorsy too. She loves the water. She loves to sing.
I bet she
Her
does.
voice is just amazing too. And she's just a beautiful girl, and we all miss her a lot. And so, yes, I was the last person to contact her after the party, and I was
Why is she always looking around?
with her basically throughout the entire party. I was
Because they're all standing outside.
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, you
No,
can
it's
see
okay.
dudes in the back, like
Her.
look underneath the
I
string.
know you got a lot
There's
going
shirtless
on.
dude
I
in
get
the
it.
back. There's another dude
I'm at the
with
teen
red
meetup,
shorts
so
on,
there's a lot
and
of
another one.
No,
outside.
everybody's wanting to.
All right, Mark, what do you got?
Oh God.
Yeah, so first off, just a list of positive attributes to the person who's gone missing, and all in present. She is. All positive. When we're hearing from somebody who we might be suspecting is something to do with an event like this, on the whole, I certainly wouldn't be expecting a list of positive attributes and the idea of present tense. There may be some slip-ups to.
You know what I would love these fine gentlemen to do after I drop down the SS files? I will hope they review it and do a little video on it. And let's see if they still feel the same way, but they not one of them do.
Right?
There may be some slips to something negative about the person. Again, not always the case, but it might be part of a cluster of events, indicators that might immediately
We
start
call that
alarm bell.
She
we call that a
overcompensated.
cluster fuck.
It is
Not just a cluster.
Yeah.
However, close in the past year, she says, and there is some nostril flare there, the upper lip becomes a little stiffer and the eyebrows knit a tiny bit. So there are some indicators, small indicators there of anger.
You mean acting, but okay, whatever. Lala back. She slid out. She right back. Welcome back.
My bad.
Oh, this guy.
Around close in the past year. I don't know what that's about, but it's of interest. And I'll tell you later on as we go through these what I think that potential anger is actually about. But Greg, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, I love the knitting of the brow you're talking about because we're going to see it pronounced as we go through this. It's going to give us a great opportunity to teach you something that most people will miss. There's an interest.
Yeah, but if you feeling like she feeling a little anger, that should tell you something. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, Daisy. That's definitely what I'm feeling already. Like we 3 minutes in.
Other thing here. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of eye movement. It means nothing in this video. Nothing. It's too difficult to track. I can show you a couple places where it means something, but she is leading a search effort and people are walking all around her car. So she's looking around constantly. So you can't discernibly align her eyes to any specific thing. There are a couple of places we could make an inference, but we're not going to. So if you look at her, you look around, she's paying attention to them. I love this video too, because more.
Did 3 of these people say, I'm going to stack as many books as I can in my background? Look at this dude on my bottom right. Look at his books. He's like Zanime 2.0 back there. Like, what is happening back there?
Your point about tense. I always say we got to be really careful when we talk about tense because it depends on education, it depends on speech patterns, it depends on all that. I am related to people who switch tenses casually and it means nothing. It's just an education level and where they live and how people around them talk. This shows why clusters are more.
For real, I'm about ready to open my fridge and start throwing food away. I'll just start eating stuff and throwing it away because this shit makes me so mad. Like, oh, y'all.
Important, and why other things that matter, you get lots of ways and lots of opportunities to look at. We're going to see some red flags that mean something other than
what
she killed this girl, because we know.
What? They're immediately off the gun, like saying this?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you ain't even what?
For fact, she didn't, based on what we know now. When she says, Kylie is one of my, she closes her eyes and says, she goes on and she talks about.
Bro, I'm about to skip on to Kurt already.
I'm sorry, one of my closest friends, she loves, again, she's in present tense.
This makes me want to kick these men in their shins.
Yeah, you don't have to do
because she's partially trying to think, what should I say? We can't read minds.
And they're not hearing themselves say this shit. Like, are they hearing their own, like, people?
But did he really just say, and we know now, like, based on what we know now? So, like,
yeah.
It sounds like they already had a freaking analysis before they went into it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And Mr. Bowden down there saying she got anger problems. Mr. Hartley saying up there that, like, he's seeing red flags in her. Like, what? And they don't already see the problem? But we're going to explain it away, y'all. Let them mansplain this.
We're looking at symptoms, and we're looking for what this person might say, or what this person's trying to say with their body at the same time that their mouth is saying something else. Interestingly, among young people, most often when somebody dies, comes up missing, or disappears, they're probably going to say a lot of positive. They're not going to look for the negatives.
Do these men know that they all have, like, acting under their belts?
But she did look at the negatives.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at the negatives as far as, oh, she was too drunk to drive, so I got another ride. Oh, she was being like this, or she was being like that. Like, she did look at the negatives, not just the positives.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is put these guys on squirrel mode, because I can't do it in normal mode. Let's get us through this quicker.
I can speak from an experience from losing somebody, like, at a young age because they were doing drugs and they lost their life at a very young age. And, like, we all sat there and we all said, like, this is their fault. This is their fault. This is the life they chose. This is a path they chose. It's a very sad life, but they did this to themselves. Like, we're not looking at it like, oh, let's talk about all the positive. We're like, no, look at it for what it is.
Yeah. I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, and these people are not looking at it for what it is. Like,
no, like, yeah, I'm not.
She's putting a good narrative out there. Okay, she's putting a narrative out there and you guys are following that.
Mm-hmm. I might give them a little bit. I'm going to give them at least to the 10-minute mark. Oops, what I just do.
So as you get older, people may change. But when I was in high school, there was a little girl who was murdered that was in my 9th grade class. And I can still remember everybody outpouring of love for this girl. Most of these people didn't know this girl. Doesn't matter. They still are going to say good things. We get a good baseline because we get cadence and mannerisms all aligned. And then you see a little bit of, as she's multitasking, a little bit of that knitting of the brow about how.
Was she multitasking? No, she looking paranoid as fuck.
She's being perceived. That's what I got. Chase, what do you have?
Tell me she don't act paranoid. Looking around and shit. Look like she reading off things. Like, she got it's weird. It's odd.
She was by herself in a car. How is she multitasking by herself in a car?
I don't know. Staring around and shit. She looked like she either nosy or paranoid.
Either she was drinking in that car and multitasking that way, or she was being completely sober.
I don't know. I didn't see her vaping. I didn't see her smoking. I didn't see her taking no bong rips. I didn't none of it.
That's the only multitasking I could see would happen.
Yeah, like, I don't know what she's multitasking. Keeping her phone balanced on the dashboard. I just don't. Where'd Daisy go?
She said she'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. There's comfortable here. It's there's fluency of language. Number one. So all we're trying to.
Do they not realize who her parents are? They must not know nothing about this case, really. And I think that's why they're just making the assumptions they are based upon what they're seeing.
Yeah, they're outsiders looking in.
But, like, these men are saying red flags. You know what I mean? Like, she look angry. Like, them should be.
Has a lot.
Yeah, already. Okay.
Do for all four of us, but we're
Actually, I'm gonna slow them back down because I want to understand what they're saying. Like, I ain't zipping through this. I was gonna be mean, but I'll give them a chance.
really trying to do is, okay, this is probably truthful. Now let me go back and take a look at how she behaves during comfortable, truthful situations and see if there's a difference there in the future. The present tense language is there. I think this is genuine.
And didn't they only compare this between like 2 interviews anyway?
Genuine recall. There's not concern yet for getting her back home, which is one thing really.
You good, baby?
Yeah, sorry. I got
good.
kicked out for some reason. I don't know what happened.
Mine did a go. Oh, snap is what it did. Katie Bug, I tried to see this before, and I'm already past where I made it last time, so we're doing good. I'm giving it a chance.
try to pay attention to. I'm going to start dropping those here in the next few videos. But this is overall fluent, appears to be very honest, and I very partially disagree with Greg in that
these gentlemen
appears to be very honest.
Vision retested. I don't know. I think maybe got like maybe got spiders in their ears. Maybe they ain't hearing right. Oh no, it only gets worse. I'm so
It doesn't matter if she's being very honest. They're gonna know that she was the last one. If they're listening to anything that she's saying, they're gonna be like, damn, she was the last one to see this girl alive. Somebody should question her. That should be their thought process, not she's being very honest.
You can't base it off of fucking Dodgy's fucking coached interview. Like, and you could tell like she acting weird as hell.
Not all of the eye contact is meaningless, because I think we do see.
But what eye contact really? Because like she looking at something else the whole time.
None.
Where she goes up and right to retrieve a whole lot of information. And I think that might be something that we're going to see a little bit later during some crucial questions that are very important. Scott?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Chase is talking about a baseline there. I think it's a great place for a baseline that shows the body language.
I feel like we're trying to watch a football game here. Tell me they're not talking about like plays.
That's what it seems like.
It's making me feel crazy already. All right, we could do this.
That indicates someone is speaking from the heart without reservation. And she's loping along. And by loping, I mean she's almost like somebody on a horse, just kind of.
You know, like when like the people talking at the beginning of a football game, how they're like talking about like how good of a players they are and all their like stats and like look at this play. It's just what it feels like. I'm sorry, it is what it feels like. It feels like it's paid for.
Somebody should do a panel on them.
Goo, I already am right now. We doing it.
Huh. We're already picking them apart.
Yeah, it does feel like commentators. Like, this is weird feeling already. All right.
Trotting through a field, no problems whatsoever. It's very smooth. She's young, so she's trying to get out a lot of information at the same time. There are sections where she's structuring what she's going to say. I think that's when you're talking about when she's looking around. You're right, Greg. There's a lot going on around her.
Do men not follow their gut? Because they're all like, even he's having a hard time digesting what words are coming out of his mouth, you know?
So it's hard for her to lock on what's going on. Plus, you want to kind of keep an eye on what's happening when you're in a surrounding like that. When we see her looking around, she doesn't have a whole lot of concern on her face.
I don't either.
But that's okay at this point because she's really not under the heat of somebody saying, "Did you?"
Bruh, it's her best friend supposedly. Allegedly.
How does he know that she's not under heat though? Like he's just assuming that.
Yeah, she is though. Like she looked paranoid in the car. She needs everybody to come forward, guys. Please help me do this. Let's make this not be on me.
Yeah, if they
I'm the last person to talk to her.
If they watched any other interview besides the one that they're talking about, then maybe they would realize something was really going on. But it doesn't seem that way.
I don't know. He's talking about horses and shit. Shit's weird. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Kill this girl. Do you know what happened to her? Anything like that? So I think that's okay at this point. I'm not seeing any kind of real stress whatsoever. And again,
damn, bro,
maybe we should be seeing some, but we're not. But at the same time, that's okay because I think she really thinks this girl's still alive. And I'm seeing zero deception here.
Everybody's wanting to talk to you, and like I said, I greatly appreciate every minute I have with you. Can you take a quick look at this photo?
Yeah, can you?
Is this what
Can you tell me why I look so much like you?
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that you said you watched her take her belt off. You watched her kiss and watched her take her belt off. Let's talk about that.
Every time I look at this, the first thing I notice is that chest tattoo. Like dead ass. It's the first thing my eyes notice when I look at this picture.
I always notice her hips. Because that ain't Kylie.
Because that chest tattoo ain't a cleavage. That's not a shadow. That's a tattoo. Like you can see the color of you can see the tattoo. Like
the hair length. It's the hair length.
Yeah. It's the chin. It's the cheekbones. I can't. How these men what the fuck? Okay, we got this. I gotta talk myself. Maybe I need a bong rip.
Can you confirm whether or not she was wearing this at the night of the party? Is that what
like,
she was
yes,
wearing?
I was.
Yeah, so that top is exactly what I saw her in. If you can see,
that's exactly what I was wearing.
On her left side, on her hip, you can see some skin. She was wearing a black bodysuit. I remember because we went to the bathroom together, peed in the woods together.
Like, isn't it against the law to pretend a picture you know is you of surveillance of you at another place? Like, isn't lying about this being Kylie, like, ain't she doing something wrong here? Anybody? Because it just sounds a whole lot like what?
A couple of times, and so that's her
Looks
shirt
a whole
right
lot
there.
like her too.
The pants
that's
were
her
different
shirt,
that she wore
y'all.
to the party. She was wearing green Dickies pants, but that belt is definitely what she's wearing too. I remember.
Like, does her family look at this picture and buy that that's their daughter or their granddaughter, or just, I can't, dude. Like, just this picture alone in this case.
Watching her have to take it off when we were using the restroom together. We were out using the outdoor restroom, if like popping squat, basically. So yeah.
That was just released from the Placer.
Look, you know what I want her to do? Put that same outfit on with her hair dyed that same exact color, that changed dye color. It looks a lot like that hair color there. And that, look, I just want her to put that same outfit on and do that same pose with her little nubby thumbs, because them thumbs don't lie either.
County Sheriff's Office, this picture, I just found it on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
So there's talk about this top, the spaghetti straps top. Some people are saying it was found at the.
Like, is she even shitting her pants that photo is her, or she just explains it away? Like, wow.
She probably gave it to them.
Like, I feel like SF's the one that got it and was like, hey, yeah, we can. I don't know, but that's just something sus about that picture. The whole shebang. I mean, look at the picture and then look at the girl doing an interview. You know what I mean? Come on now. Wow. That chest tattoo. Like, this picture is worth a fucking million words at this point. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not Kylie's hair. It's not Kylie's chest tattoo. It's the thighs. It's the hips. It's the from underneath the breastplate to the hips. The length in that. Compare those two. You feel me? Like, there's so many measurements on this picture that say that's not Kylie Rodney. I don't know how her family's buying it. Buying it. Get it?
The area, can you confirm that, or is that
so that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kylie Rodney Instagram page or on the website or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. Wow. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that has not been confirmed.
Okay.
If you don't know who we are, we're the Behavior Panel. And I'm Scott Rouse. I'm a body language expert and analyst, and I train law enforcement and the military in interrogation and body language. And I created the #1 online body language course, Body Language Tactics, with Greg Hartley. Mark?
I'm Mark Bowden. I'm an expert in human behavior and body language, help people all over the world to stand out, win trust, gain credibility every time they communicate, including some of the leaders of the G7. Case.
I feel like I just want to fast forward him.
Hey, I'm Chase Hughes. I wrote the #1 best-selling book in behavior profiling, influence, and persuasion, and I teach intelligence agencies and
persuasion.
Shan, do you know what she was studying for in college, or like to go to college for?
Neuroscience.
Like, studying for
Neuroscience. Wait, Kylie or Sammy?
Sammy. I wanted to know if you guys knew what she was studying for, because there's sometimes when you're younger, if she's studying for like a law position, she can get into something called the cadet program in California. And the cadet program can let her have these type of interferences with police investigations because they're in the cadet program. So I'm wondering,
it's like an explorers program.
Yes, I'm wondering.
Like, we had an explorer program here.
yeah, if she was studying for something like that. But out here, it's called the cadet program. She would be considered a cadet. It just makes me wonder. I just had that question because I know that people have been in this situation before where they've had a cadet program where they've been able to do ride-alongs and all this other type of shit to get info.
Yeah, and then just this panel, like, I don't know, man. I'm going to keep trying to do it, but something's just off. Very much so. Like, did y'all just hear what this guy says he specializes in?
Filing influence and persuasion.
Persuasion, he says. That's what he specializes in.
And I teach intelligence agencies and the general public in.
You see him smirking about it? He knows what he's about to do.
Those things, Greg.
Greg Hartley. I'm a former Army interrogator, interrogation instructor, resistance to interrogation instructor. I've written 10 books on body language and behavior and put together the #1 body language online course, bodylanguagetactics.com with Scott Rouse. And I spend most of my time in business.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, this is a really good one to me because
What's up, babe?
He's spent a lot of his time in business.
This is exactly what he's going to buy.
I wonder if it's out in California.
I'm about to go.
Friend. They're already starting. Here we go. I'm glad to see all 4 of their names up on the screen. I'm about to look into that too.
Back.
You know. All right.
You get to see a lot of what to look for in future questions. There's no reason really for her to be hiding anything. And
Did he really just
a lot
say
of
that?
reason.
Did he really just say that? Wow, they're trying to sell it, y'all. You hear it?
I don't know how these people sleep at night.
It's like those infomercials that come on right before the static TV and the American flag salute thing happens. You remember when you was a kid and all that shit happened when you fall asleep?
Mine was like the test of the broadcasting system. It used to freak me out.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah,
It used to freak me the fuck out.
Shit would come on and then Bozo the Clown was like, "What up, y'all?"
say in here, someone who is concerned about how they are perceived doesn't talk about peeing in the woods and copying a squat. So there's not much pretense to who she is here. She does some lip pursing after she says that. Minor. You have to really look. She has a little lip purse after she says that, maybe thinking, well, that sounds dumb. Why did I say that? Don't know. But there's a minor lip purse. But she has smooth breathing. Her cadence is consistent. She's got a low blink rate. We associate high blink rate, increased cadence, changes in cadence, and increased
Why do all these men lack an upper lip?
breathing with stress, and we don't see any of that. Interestingly, she does a really neat regulator in this case. When she throws her head back and her mouth opens, does an intake breath, saying, no, let me talk about that. When he says something about the shirt missing, we get a good chance to look at what's normal for her here. And we're going to say concern in her brow as she clarifies is her normal. We'll start to see it. Start paying.
Okay, I hope these men are hearing what they're saying right now. You know?
Yeah.
Attention. Here's some piece of information that's wrong, and she does that in a counter clarification. Yeah. And it may be maybe it's just tied to how she's perceived or how the information is perceived.
They gonna mansplain it away. I already feel it already. I done been feeling this feeling for a hot ass minute. Mm-hmm.
See, but for some reason she does that, and lots of us do that. And we're talking to someone, and they get something wrong. We go, no, we'll pull our brows together and do that. She illustrates with her brow, and she's talking about Placer County Sheriff's Office. She illustrates with her face. She shakes her head when she means no, and nods when she means yes, as she's driving those points home. And that way you can see that this is.
Bro, I feel like we're getting this is crazy.
All tied to her messaging. And it will give us a good kind of benchmark for what we want to ask and where we're going after questions. When you get to a hard question, she should answer the same way. And when she doesn't answer the same way, then we have red flags. And we'll see a couple of places later that might actually be an issue. Scott, what do you got?
Okay.
All right. Her cadence speeds up just a little bit, and her diction is a little bit cleaner because she's trying to make specific points she wants people to understand. And this is normal since she's given that type of information. She wants it all to be correct and make sure everybody knows what she's talking about and is clear and clean about it. The fraying of the
I wonder if these men really hear themselves talking.
Furrowing of the brow indicates that she feels I believe, makes her feel like makes it look like she feels her Instagram page is a little bit more credible than everybody else's information or the Instagram page they've put together concerning Kylie. And I'm sure she gets the information as soon as it comes out, because I'm sure somebody's on the phone with them every 5 minutes trying to find out what's going on, which is normal for someone who's that engaged and involved in their friend who's missing. And she's loping right along. She's talking with her descriptions and with the information she's relaying. She's just just loping up right along. No problems whatsoever. She's comfortable. And I think this looks the way it should look for someone who's uninvolved with murder of her friend at this point. I'm not seeing any kind of no true stress as far as being questioned about something. I don't think she's hiding anything at this point. Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, I think I agree with y'all. And she's citing the sources of information. And this happens after she does some confusion or anger here. The confusion, I think, is what we're seeing on that brow of who said this? Where did this information come from? And she's going back to cite the source and refers back to we as the authority for it. This might look unusual to some people.
And none of them hear themselves talking. Okay.
But I think she's using authority of her team. And this suggests she's taking personal ownership.
He just said team.
Yeah.
What? Like, this is okay.
Of the issue. Her personality is most likely driven by a desire to be socially significant. So that's all.
Socially significant.
All I think we're actually seeing here in this clip. And if you go back and listen to how she describes her friend, that's how she describes it. She describes how socially significant she was to people. So I think this is one thing that she prides herself on. And as an interviewer or an interrogator, I know that if I'm seeing a person like this, not her, but I can use that to later exploit the behavior or to draw out certain behaviors that I want from that person by making them feel more or less of that desired trait. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, very clear leadership communication. Drives forward, always moves the idea forward. It's very direct. It's not passive. It's not dismissive. It's not...
What? I don't think he heard himself.
Indirect. If I thought I was dealing with somebody who might be trying to hold back information, might be trying to conceal, might be lying in some way, I would expect something a little more passive or dismissive or indirect. She is certainly none of those things. She's so clear about what her friend was wearing. Absolute detail on that. What would I expect from somebody who's trying to be a little less indirect? Well, they can't quite remember. They're little, well, maybe this, maybe that, things like that. She's so clear about that, even down to, it was Dickie's pants, not these type of pants. Shows, I think, concern in the forehead as a good generalization around bad information and where the best information.
Are they like scoring her acting? Is this what they're doing? Because they don't notice the odd behavior. I mean, they keep saying words like red flags. Like this Chase Hughes down there. I wish more people would listen. He just said a lot. Yeah, very much so.
Can be got. There's a clear idea of there's bad information out there, and that's you should close yourself down to that, and you should open yourself up to the good information that me and the people that I know are bringing forward. Again, very clear about laying down those brand names of our Instagram page, the local police, so people know where to go. There's no fences and gates being put up around how to get hold of information and how to help. So at the moment...
But she would have less detail in her clothes and more about the things they did at the party, not in stuff and things,
Right.
It's just...
No drama, clean as a whistle, though we will get a little bit of drama, quite significant drama.
It was supposed to be a senior farewell party where all the seniors and everybody from around our area, like Tahoe and Trek.
But you heard her say it was supposed to be.
And incline and Teen Streets were supposed to be there. They were invited there because it was supposed to be like saying goodbye to your favorite seniors before everybody starts going off to college, because soon enough here people are going to start leaving and moving out. And so Kylie's a senior, or she graduated early, so she's considered a senior, and I was a senior, so every senior was initially invited to the party. And as well,
I still want to know what she was going to say right there.
They could say goodbye. So I had talked with Kylie, and I had known she was going beforehand. We hadn't planned on going together, and we ended up not going together. She came with her best friend Mags Larson. Magdalene, sorry, is her first name.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and so she came with her, drove in with her, and then Mags ended up leaving about 10 minutes into the party with her boyfriend Ross, Mags's boyfriend, and told Kylie goodbye and everything. And they were never planning on like leaving together or staying together at the party. They just went to the party together because they were hanging out earlier in the day. And then I saw her the second.
But that's the thing. Kate and her hung out earlier in the day. Like that's.
Yeah. I don't.
How did all these people, like, how did Pap and Mags and Kate and all these people hang out with her from Reno to Boca?
It just all sounds like alibis, because I think something happened before what they're saying.
And she got there, and from that moment on, we were pretty much seen together all around the party. We would break off for mere moments from each other to go talk to other people or to go do other things, you know, but we would always come back to each other. We were just going around the party. We were drinking the same drinks, being teenagers.
Like, was it some weekend at Bernie's ass shit? Like, this is like the type of vibe it gives.
Throwing glow sticks into the party. And it started to grow really big. I would say around 10 to 10:30. It just blew up. Like, it started to get to the point where I was getting overwhelmed. And I'm a very social person. I've been to a lot of these parties. I've never been overwhelmed. I've actually been underwhelmed. But at this party, it was very large. Like, it was bigger than any party we've had in Truckee all year. And for a lot of years past, there were people from what we think Sacramento, San Francisco. I remember talking to somebody who was from San Francisco, Reno, Folsom, areas that were just way out of reach from it. And it was really overwhelming and weird to see, but I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, oh, kids are around here. They have vacation homes up here. They're just coming to party because why not? So then Kylie and I were going around taking shots and just drinking. We were trading drinks with each other. We were sharing drinks with each other. We would go back to her car to get some alcohol sometimes. And then we went to her car to charge her phone.
I hate when she says that.
About,
I hate the way she says phone.
Just random stuff.
She does it.
It's like she gasps her breath and then hurries up and pushes it out. It's weird as
like
hell.
When she was like, because I wanted to stay later. Like,
It's just those little words. Like it bothers me.
Like they're like, I don't know. They're like key words, like point words. You know what I mean? Like bullet words.
Like those are the things that she needed to emphasize or something.
Sometimes. And then we went to her car to charge her phone, and we were talking about just random stuff, and then
just random stuff. But she never tells like the shit that they discuss, like what a teen would do. You're not going to be talking about like the details on them taking their belt off to piss on the ground. What? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be telling a story about how we were like chilling out here and like she had fumbled over, or we were telling a joke about this or that, or like no detail of like conversations or nothing. You're what?
Remember. And so, or no, we were talking.
What's the most she tells? That they were throwing glow sticks in a party? That's about it?
About her texting her mom and her charging her phone and stuff, and just about the party in general. And then we had a few other friends in the car, and then we all decided to go back to the party, and we were around in there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car because my ride was leaving and I wanted to stay at the party longer. And so then we ended up splitting up in the party because I went to go find another ride when we got back into the party after leaving the car. so that we could
and what she does right there with her hands is like, please let me sell this.
Sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, right there, and she catches herself. See that? See that look?
Car because my ride was leaving and I wanted to stay at the party longer. And so then we ended up splitting up in the party because I went to go find another ride when we got back into the party after leaving the car. So that
Why would
we
she
could
need another ride if they just talked about a ride?
That's what I'm saying. And then it gets even worse. Like,
she's so full of freaking lies.
Okay, if they're so drunk, she's not going to be remembering what Kylie's really wearing, let alone her taking a belt off. One. Okay. Two, I try to picture it as how they're telling it, and Kylie's drunk, and like sometimes you call somebody back to make sure whatever, but you're telling me 3 times in the matter of 25 minutes you guys were talking about how you already had a ride, and
yeah, I don't,
that you're not sure if she does or doesn't. Like, that's,
I think she just made up this whole thing because I don't think they ever chilled in a car together. I think something happened in the car, but I don't think they chilled and hung out in the car.
I mean, I think a lot of people, like a group of people, chilled out and did some shit at the car, but it wasn't just her and Kylie.
But I'm saying,
remember in the beginning, she says
setup.
about her and multiple friends being in the car. Remember that? Remember
but I
that?
think I think it was more of the setup part, and she's just making up this other stuff to go along with it. You know what I mean? Like to.
She's definitely trying to sell it right here.
Fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, let's see when she does that.
When we got back into the party after leaving the car, so that we could. Sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, that's okay.
Chase, what do you got?
There's one moment I want to talk about in this. And this is when they split up, went back to the party so I could find a ride, is what she says. This is a strong deviation from baseline here. There's hands come up into almost a prayer position. They start covering the throat, which we tend to do unconsciously. We protect our arteries when our bodies experience fear unconsciously, naturally. And that happens. Then there's some emotional accessing. And this is the first time we see any of that eye movement. Her eyes go down and to her right. And we typically do this when we recall emotional stuff. The story details, I asked her for a ride, and then we split up so I could find a ride. I did not understand that. Maybe it was just teenager talk. I didn't get it. There's a loss of fluency here. So she has verbal fluency, which means she's speaking very clearly and naturally.
So is he trying to say he didn't catch the bullshit, the lie, the
he didn't understand the part. I don't know.
Yeah, like, how do you not understand that she's telling you a lie? That's why it doesn't make sense. It's called a contradiction, buddy. That's what it's called. It's weird, right? It don't feel right.
Actually, there's a drop in fluency as this happened. And something's off. It seems maybe something happened here that seems like regret on her face, because we're not seeing deception, but a really strong spike in emotional processing that could be responsible for these behaviors. And I'm not totally sure, but I think there was some chin boss movement in here. If you guys saw it, please talk about it. But that's all I got. Scott, what do you got?
I totally agree. And just to pinpoint on that real
I think it's fear of getting caught.
quick, I think maybe the reason her ride changed is because maybe they got a little fuss or something in there. Not that she's afraid to talk about it, but it's one of her best friends, so she wants to be tight about it. I thought that was what we were seeing at that point, was she was.
See, they're even saying something happened. Something happened. But we're just gonna shrug it off or something. Right? Right?
Maybe had a little fuss with her or something. A little single shoulder shrug when she's talking about every grade attendant is fine. because she hasn't really thought about or cared about what other grades were there. Because
then she comes back and says that she left her at her car, but before she was saying how, yeah, she walked back into the party.
She was like, oh, we're all going to be there. So I think she wasn't really sure who all was there, what type of people were there, although they were students, and she knows that, and we know that now.
But they ain't caught on that this girl's saying she got kind of overwhelmed by this party, but she left Kylie there while she got the fuck out of Dodge because it was getting kind of.
But why does she want to stay later if it was so scary at one point? Like, it is so much.
Yeah, because I wanted to stay later. Yeah. Yep.
So
yep.
Crap.
I think that's where her.
I think what it is she's trying to make it sound like she was with Kylie so much that like she's the good guy and nothing would happen to her. She was protecting her, but you left your this friend you were supposedly with all night. You left her behind to find her own ride because you got your own. Bye. See you tomorrow. Love you. Mwah. Like some Mean Girls ass shit, you know?
Yeah.
No, man.
Interest in this party actually is in all of her friends being there at this point. And she frowns when she's discussing the change of plans, like we were talking a second ago. And maybe she had some things planned as well before this fuss.
I don't know. It just sounds like she was mad or something about the change in plans, you know? I don't know. Some she made them change in plans.
Had that she may have had, I think maybe they had together. That they were going to do on the way home or stop and do something. There were some plans, but I think you're right. I think something was interrupted there. And that's why we're seeing that facial squinching and the eyes closing and all that stuff. But there's really no stress that shows deception here, or that the only thing I think we're seeing where she's hiding something is there at that point. But I don't think it's anything huge and important.
It's nothing huge and important, y'all. You ain't see none here.
Important.
What?
Just that maybe something happened between those two. I don't think she's making any of this up. And again, we'd assume that because there's no stress that shows that. She's not showing any heating up at all at this point. And when she says, I want to stay at the party longer, the left side of her mouth pulls down a little bit. So at that, right in there,
I don't think they are hearing the words coming out of their own mouths at times.
I think she feels like maybe that was something she knows that doesn't sound too good. That's why she goes like that. So I would think she's under the impression her parents maybe wouldn't want her to do that, or it may sound bad when she says that, but she says it anyway. And she lets that information come out. So I think we're seeing honesty here.
Deception.
And I think she's, again, just loping right along. Everything's going smoothly, and she feels good about what she's saying. Wow. She's trying to get all the information out she possibly can. That's good for everything. Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, this is an interesting one because we're going to see the first red flag.
I would not want Mr. Ruse to diagnose me. Shoo! Have you all kind of fucked up, y'all?
He said this is the first red flag. There was red flags from the very beginning.
Right? I mean, they seem like I feel like I'm watching commentators on a sporting thingy. Like, you would think they're paying more attention. I don't know. Like, they are, but they're not hearing themselves and the shit that they're, I don't know. I don't know.
In the earlier things, we saw her using this brow,
it's like they lack intuition or something. I don't know.
Concerned brow to correct and to counter. There's a couple of interesting places where she slows. Her cadence slows. She ums when she's talking about why these people were invited. Look, if you're underage, all of us were 18 once and probably doing things we were not supposed to do. And if you're trying to hide and protect somebody,
yeah, but they got amnesty, so she could say whatever the fuck she wants. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not. Nope, that ain't it, buddy.
And have some of that with it. So we give her the benefit of a doubt there. There's a high use of illustrators when she says everybody was initially invited to the party. So she's probably telling the truth. And then when she gets to these other folks, things shift. I'm going to point out here that when we talk about baseline is not always the same.
No, wait. She said that very specific people were invited to this party. And then it wound up not because I mean, well, a lot of people showed up at this party, so I don't know about that.
People will say you can't possibly know this guy's baseline. Well, let me tell you that a guy sitting on his couch eating Cheetos and playing video games, his baselines can be very different than when he comes into an interrogation room. So there's a new baseline, and the elevation and spikes occur in places where we see stress. So when we see something, we want to understand why in context to the situation. Calm is good, calm is whatever it is, but she's doing a pretty good job of being thorough. It's what is interesting.
I wonder if this man ever met a pathological liar. Just curious. No, maybe not. I don't know.
Interesting to me is there are places in here that mean something. When she says we were supposed to come together and we didn't, you see that furrow in the brow. Now, look, the girl is gone. If we had ridden together, then what? There's all kinds of reasons that can happen. We don't read minds.
Yeah, but the girl's not gone. The girl's just missing. Y'all should be looking for her. It's only day 3 in. Like, what? I just feel like they didn't get all the information or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they were left out in a loop or something. I don't know. Oh, Daisy, get over here. What you doing, girl?
Just, I don't know. StreamYard's tripping. It keeps kicking me out.
Weren't you having problems like that in Discord or something like that? Something kept kicking you off or something like that?
That was
It was just a game that we were playing.
Oh, the game when we were playing a game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are experts. Like, I would not want them to do my behavioral analysis or diagnose me, or maybe Chase. Like, I'm pulling for him, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
It gives me an indicator where I would poke. If I were in an interrogation, I were talking to this young woman, I would say, so how do you feel about that? Tell me, did you have anything to do with this? Well, I feel like this. And you can get a lot out of people by simply opening up the opportunity for them to talk to you about how they feel about the situation. Now,
but nobody did. That's the thing. She had the opportunity and she didn't go that direction. That's the point.
Before she did this thing with her brow and trying to set the record straight, she's probably doing with it again here. So something is happening. Is there some drama around that decision not to come together? Or did something happen while they were there? Or is it just guilt? We don't know. We have to ask questions. Here is where a lot of the suspicion about this young woman came from. We got lots of people asking us to look at her. She says, we were only apart for mere moments. That's awkward wording. People don't talk that way. And it probably is something that got a lot of suspicion up about her. Don't know. I would poke on it and say, what do you mean by mere moments? That's not a word I use. Maybe she does. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe it comes from something. There's that brow.
And isn't this, and then by the end of this, they said she was telling the truth based on their behavioral analysis about her. Mm-hmm. But they're saying all this right now. This is odd. This is odd.
Again, and then she does a request for approval. When she's talking to about texting the mom, there's some concern, and then the brow rising when he's asking about a couple of things in there. She rambles on about the drunken part. That's an excuse. Of course, it's probably true, and I would poke around and dig to understand. If you've ever been drunk in your life, you know that you remember things in snapshots. You don't remember sequence. You don't remember how things go together. So probably she's just telling you why. But I would poke and dig and not give her an out there. And I'd go back and ask about why are you showing this around? You didn't come with her. She came with her other friend. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah. So for me, all of this piece here, the drama here is about sharing responsibility, not culpability, but responsibility. Yeah. Who is responsible for this person going missing? The lips ripple in aggression slightly on all grades were invited. Okay. So this idea of like everybody was there. Okay. All grades were there. Everybody's there. Then we were together, but then it got overwhelming. And I'm not normally overwhelmed, but there were so many people there
that I just left my friend behind while we were both drunk. Okay.
Anymore. So again, the sharing of responsibility or the diminishment. My responsibility was diminished because I'm now overwhelmed by how many people were there. But we're all there, so we can share some of that responsibility. I'm okay with her kind of loss of memory because it comes around the time where I think she's talking about, we'd been drinking, and so the loss of memory is going to come from there. But just like you, Chase, I'm concerned about.
Bet she was in so much detail.
So weird.
Why the other ride? You'd gone back to the car to work out the ride, and now why the other ride? Now that's going to get explained later on, because it does need explaining, and I think there's a pretty good explanation for that. But again, if you weren't looking forward and you weren't taking all of this into account, you're going to get some red flags going off, going, hang on, what's going on here? And you're right to have that. Biggest deviation from baseline for me is her hair goes back behind her ears. That's a big movement. But in subsequent videos, we're going to see her push it back again as she gets more confident. So this for me means, okay, I'm less confident around what's going on. Why is she unconfident at this point? I believe it's because she's said it. Well, actually, she says everyone was there, including her best friend, the girl's best friend, Mags. Okay, so she's trying to alleviate herself of any high responsibility for what's going to happen later on, where, you know, she leaves this friend behind to an extent in her mind, in a sense of she could feel guilty that she didn't take the friend home, get the friend home in some way. I don't think there should be any guilt there, but you know, easily you could all that. Now that's why we're getting these deviations.
I don't know, man. Did he just excuse her over, because that's what it sounded like?
Absolutely.
Okay, no, she's literally the adult there and left a minor child there drunk. Okay, if there were older kids at the party, then name all the older kids so that they can assume their responsibility, because they're now, you know what I mean, consenting to a minor drinking. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are we not doing it by the way the law's supposed to go? You know what I mean? It's weird to me. We're just going to excuse it. Oh, they got their lives ahead of them. What?
From baseline, some underlying guilt around that. Yeah, that's all I got on that one.
All right. Mark, do you ever put your hair in a ponytail?
No, I gave that up a long, long time ago. The 90s, fair play in the 90s. These days, no, not at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't have told that.
Yeah, it gets worse. I had a perm in the 90s.
I'm going to go on. No, don't say this.
Nola in the chat wants to ask you, who was fighting at the party? The girl and the guy. Look into them. Was there a fight at the party?
Yeah, so there were some friendly fights that were going on. There was, like, we had boxing gloves. People were, like, trying to instigate. It wasn't anybody who had really any drama or they weren't enemies or anything. It was more just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our parties. We just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like, we have
these same parties that are petitions are up all over change. They've written news articles about how kids are getting hurt at these parties. But no, they don't hit you in the face while they're hitting each other in the face. Okay, and listen what she says about what happens.
Entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our parties. We just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like, we have people on them, but
we have people on them. If somebody gets hurt, but we don't punch in the face. No, y'all.
So it wasn't like a fight out of anger. It was just kind of a just a fun
no. I don't know how this behavioral panel didn't see all these. No. And then that look.
Petition type of fighting.
Yeah, just see who wins and who goes home with the title. Which I will candidly admit, people do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
Daniel Taylor wants to ask you
time. Look. I don't know how they did, but not this time.
All right, Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
The baseline behavior is back. This is honest recall, and descriptions and details are around social behavior, because she remembers more social elements than someone
but y'all are saying
who thinks differently than her. So this is all in her baseline. It's all there. Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, interestingly enough, I said earlier there would be a couple of places where you could call out eye movement that's reliable. Here's one of them. She does go to where I would associate, based on everything I see in all the other videos, her recalling people she saw. And you see it. She goes kind of up and to her left. And there's no absolute. That doesn't mean everybody goes there, but she has gone there a few times. The reason I haven't pointed out all of them is because her eyes are moving around so damn much, it's difficult to keep up with. He was in Napa. Brow up, request for approval. That's simply a question of, you get what I'm saying? He was in Napa. I think he lives in Napa, and her clarifying, counter clarification happens again, that knitted brow, that down thing. And I think what she's doing here is she's going to say something about there's no problem with his family. And that's when you see it, because she's countering what you might think. Look, this is her ex-boyfriend, but there's no problem with the family. You get it? And then you see that brow go back up. I think it's pretty good baseline, and we see her using that same.
Yeah, but what if the boyfriend that she's talking about is Nate though? Like, it's just
exactly like it's like they were told. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
You think about it, okay? Like, Kylie's dating Nate, and this girl's been sleeping with him behind Kylie's back. Is the way that I see it. The way that what I'm seeing in the SS files as I'm laying it down in chronological order. I can't wait till y'all see it. Okay.
Same exact move over and over and over. We don't see anything change in her lilting. All the baseline's good. Scott, what do you got?
All right. Most often we see that hair being pulled back like that. It's when someone is you're talking to them and they're getting in trouble, or there's something happened. Let's say it's a card game, or they're doing something where it's getting intense, and women quite often will do this with their hair and pull their hair back.
But it's not a card game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why is he? I don't understand why they're like lessening it, making it seem like it's not that bad.
They minimized it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a perfect word. They are, they are minimized. Yep.
Getting intense, and women quite often will do this with their hair and pull their hair back and get some of the heat out that way. And I think that's what she's doing at this point. She's talking about fighting. So apparently that was a pretty big deal that went on, because I've never been to parties where they're boxing. They're calling somebody out and having putting on gloves and boxing. I've seen people.
He clearly didn't see the videos. Yo, I think they just missing a lot of information is what is going on here. But they're calling a lot of shit out. So, like, I don't understand how they could come up with it. No, she ain't lying. Unless
they were paid.
A money loan.
Go at it, but not boxing. So I think maybe that is why she's heating up a little bit and pulling the hair away from her face to cool down a little bit, get rid of some of that heat. I think this is great for a baseline if we really needed one. I think you're right, Chase. This is just a continuation of that. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, that you haven't been to parties with boxing gloves on tells me that you are not a teenager in Truckee, Scott. If you're a teenager in Truckee, you'd be you'd be well used to it by now. Well used to it by now. Yeah, I mean, look, it seems like outsider behavior to most of us, but then of course, all good teenage behavior should be outsider behavior. There should be some elements there, rock and roll.
Having a good old boxing match. They're like, yeah, y'all.
Now is average. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do to make your parents go, don't go there? Well, it's probably going to be terrible, because rock and roll isn't going to do it for you anymore. So look, the illustrators are back. They're really good. The baton gestures are on point. Like the hair comes back forward again. Here. She's more confident. She's back to remembering and seeing things very, very clearly, back to being in charge, which again, just exacerbates for me, extends for me what was happening in the last video before this. A clear deviation from baseline there around the idea of this other lift and
Mark, you got some weird something with your own. Someone should analyze him. That's what? What? Bro, are y'all hearing Mr. Mark Bowden here? I know some of y'all in chat are. They're like, what? he's like, look, they're downplaying some things and glorifying others, and it just sounds weird.
And different arrangements being made and lots of people being there, just a little bit of a story of more chaos going on, which counters what we're getting here, which is like, well, no, we're having this ordered fight. You know, which for most of it, that should be the chaos. Well, there's fighting going on. No, fighting going on, that's actually organized and normal. So interesting bookends
get on with
here
it.
For this actual chaos of how are you getting home and this other lift.
So that's what we were doing and everything.
Can you tell us about her cell phone? Is there anything specific you can tell us? Go ahead.
So it has we're having trouble remembering what color. Like my cell phone is a green phone, but I have an orange case on it. But we do know that her phone has a black case on it with a sticker on the very middle back that says sex wax on it, and it's an iPhone, not the Samsung that.
First of all, how she says we're having trouble remembering when she was the one who was with Kylie all night long.
Yeah. She's like, hold on.
How can they not remember? Like we don't even need these people. We
but she remembers. I know. That's why I've been putting this shit together. This is where I'm at right now, actually. This is the date I'm at in her files. I'm trying to put it in as good as chronological order as I can. But yeah, this is the point I'm at right now. I've been listening to this part a lot, and it's making me see shit in a whole nother wow. I'm gonna try to have it done in the next 2-3 days, honestly.
It was found. It's an iPhone.
So it's an iPhone.
I forget which generation and which number, but I can post about that or something, or get in contact with you.
Okay.
I can post about that or something. She's just gonna shout out what kind of phone she has.
Real quickly, Laura Truan wants to ask you, what about pictures and social media posts? There has to be evidence this party went down. I'm sure there's people taking photos or TikToks. I'm sure there's got to be a TikTok video of the fight or something, right? There's got to be something out there.
Yeah. So there's hundreds of videos. We have videos of people taking videos.
Oh, wow.
We have
very good. Very good.
Hundreds of videos.
Very good. Very good.
Everybody,
very good.
We've asked everybody to send us any videos and any pictures that we have, even if it's a picture that looks exactly like something else sent us. It could have different angles. We are looking at an app called Be Real, which is where a lot of
she don't know about it. Come on.
Waited, because the Be Real, it's an app where you can post a picture and there's 2 minutes at random points in the day. There's only one a day. And it comes as a notification will pop up on your phone that says you have 2 minutes left to post your Be Real. Everybody has, you can post it later in the time, but you're supposed to post it in that time. We're looking at everybody's Be Reals because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their Be Reals. So we're looking for people to look back in their Snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those Be Reals. We are looking at Instagram posts, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these and everything.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, there's an interesting, she raises her brow at what we do know when she's talking about the phone, but that's a, you get it. That's a, do you get it? Raising your brow, not a, hey, do you believe me? That's a, do you get what I'm talking about? And then she says, we aren't sure. One of the more interesting pieces here that would make people jump ahead and look for body language that's odd is she chews her lip and she does Chase's withdrawal of lip for reassurance. And so she's doing some discomfort show there with an adapter and with needing some reassurance.
Yeah.
That probably is tied to the fact he's asking her about videos. Her brow goes up quickly when he says videos in a recognition thing. And so if I'm in a situation where we've been doing underage drinking and other drugs and who knows what else, who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Then that could be compromising and cause all the rest of that stuff. Didn't ask her a question of her about any pictures of her. Just ask about
it's the what else.
Pictures in general and all of that. All I can say is those things didn't exist when I was her age. Lots of videos of things. Most of us probably would not want those around either. I think today, even the military, those phones show up in so many different places that there's no privacy anywhere you go. Then she goes back to her cadence.
He just said it. Then where, if there's no privacy, where is it all? Where is it?
And everything else back to baseline. She's talking like herself. She's running smoothly after she gets through that first part of the video. Then she chaffs. There's no redirect. She just chaffs. She's telling us about something that she thinks we need to know. Seems useless information to me. But of course.
Did he really just say that?
They're idiots.
I think I'm only giving him a little bit more time, and then I'm moving on to Kurt because I can't with this shit. Like, I'm trying so hard, but I don't think I'm gonna make it the whole way. I really don't.
It isn't. It's important to her, and she's trying to get across that point. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm happy with the detail that she's trying to give on, look, the phone has a cover, so I can't tell you what the type of phone is, but I will give you that in.
What? Did he just really say that?
About can't tell you what type of phone it is?
Bro, all you have to do is hit the home screen, go to settings, and go to about, and it tells you what the phone is, bro. You don't have to take the cover off. What's he talking about?
And not only that, but like most kids these days,
I think I'd rather
look at a phone.
I need somebody with intellect. Like,
and
they got all these books and know nothing. Where are they studying? Truckee? Like, what?
You can tell the teens know whether it's a freaking Android or iPhone. Like, come on.
I can't. I gave this panel half their time, and I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I can't. I'd rather listen to Kurt. No. Wow. But their account went down. That's a shame.
Jump the Kurt, I'm gonna jump down in the chat.
All right, baby.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. I love you guys.
Good night.
Love you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Love you.
You too, babe. Good night.
All right, that's gotta go. All right, let's get Kurt. I'm gonna talk about a little anime. And I just figure I'd start right here for a little bit, and then we see how far we go, and that's that. I need to change up from them men. Them men was stressing me out. Like, stressing me out.
I don't like them.
No, that's terrible, dude. Absolutely terrible behavioral.
Steve Johnson. I'm gonna find him.
All right. You gonna do this? We good on this? All right. What up, Kurt?
There I am. I'm back. Looks like I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. All right, I'm back. All right, so check this out. Let me start over. I'm my own person. I speak for myself, about myself, what my own thoughts are, my own opinions, my own beliefs. Yep. I'm me. I'm Captain Kurt. That's it. I don't speak on anything else. What I see is what I speak on. If I'm looking, so a lot of people are saying, oh, this dude ain't true crime. He ain't been in true crime. Yes, you're right. I haven't, but I am a human being who is interested in stuff like this. Anybody that's interested in something can put forth an effort to figure something out. It's a hobby, right? That's what it is. Essentially, it's a hobby. So if you can, most people that do this, from what I've seen and I've researched and looked about, eventually they break a case wide open, and that's how you see these big true crime people. How do you think they break these cases open? Do you think they do it by staying closed-minded and only looking at certain avenues and what other people tell them to look at? No, they look way outside the box. They look at nieces, uncles, nephews, friends of nieces. They look everywhere. People are people, man. And for somebody to say, look, and I'm going to speak on this. Everybody's hating on me for this anime situation. Everybody's saying you're riding somebody else's opinion and somebody else's theory. No, I'm not. I seen her as a suspect long ago, in my opinion, and I did everything in my power to try to prove that she was not a suspect, and I can't. I'll tell you this right now. I would love for Zanime to come up here. I would love to be able to talk to her. I would love to be able to ask her the questions that other channels that have interviewed her should have asked her. I'm going to point out a few things. One, Zanime has her own channel with over 1,000 subs. She could go live at any moment, and she is her own channel. She doesn't need a moderator. She doesn't need anybody to control who comes, who goes, who says what to her, who doesn't. She has that control. She could go live at any moment, go up here, tag Kylie Rodney, Zanime Live, and be all over instantaneously. She could put to sleep every rumor that she says is not true. She could do that. Why is she not doing that? That bothers me. That bothers me because you have a lot of these crime channels pushing the agenda that Zanime didn't do anything wrong and that she's completely creditable.
Yeah.
Well, let her prove that.
Yeah.
Support her in proving
Talk
that.
about it. Yeah.
You know, rally around Zanime and get other people to allow her to go out and prove that. Doing that on a channel, what was it, Popcorn? I think that's the dude.
You know how she says there's like, just like AWP, Jared did, there's so much more footage. There's so much more footage. She said there was so much more footage. Then why don't you put it out there? Just show us your whole little kayaking trip. You know, let me see that. I'm interested. Shoot, I'll give you views. All the scrolls will give you views. You know, but she all talking about, I just want it to be a small channel. I didn't want like a couple hundred people. What?
Channel. Those people pushed her through the story. They navigated her answers for her. She didn't have to answer for Zanime. She is doing what everybody said I was doing. Zanime is letting other people speak for her, and it's proven. I was just on a panel where this lady supposedly has messages from her and Zanime going back and forth. Zanime was in the chat. Zanime could at any moment came up on that panel. That whole panel was for her, in her favor. Kick me out, kick Dylan out, bring her up, and ask her how she felt. Somebody else pointed something out to me. This woman was only went after or yelled at, I should say. I won't even say went after. One person yelled at her. One person. That's it. So every time else she's been on any other panel, nobody's yelled at her. They've talked to her. It wasn't an argument. So why now, when she's, in my opinion, everything that we've ever put out about her is the stuff that she's provided to us. It's videos, it's interviews with Tony, it's her own video of her kayaking. These are things that she allowed the public to see. Nobody went and dug this up. She took this out and put this out for all of us to see. So when
Exactly, Katie Bug. Like, that's what I'm saying too. Like, if it's just an accident, release all the reports then. Let it be done. It's odd. It's odd behavior.
Prove to us it's an accident.
Question it.
Oh, what, baby? What'd you say?
Prove to us it's an accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just release it. If it's just an accident, show your proof. Like, drop the shit and close it up. Let's wrap it up. You know what I mean? Drop the CHP report. Close it up. That's it's weird as hell, Krista. That's all I know. All right, let's get it. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna go potty real quick.
He goes hiding. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. So if you really wanted somebody to be like, look, I believe that you're not guilty. I believe that you have nothing to do with this. Reach out to a channel that doesn't believe you. Reach out to somebody that can put forth an effort to talk to you and to present it in front of some people and be like, look, this chick's maybe really telling the truth. You know what I mean? Don't hide behind a bunch of other people and have a bunch of other people talking, saying your story. You got all these other people out here trying to give you credibility, trying to write what you're doing and make it legitimate. Well, you should be doing that. You should be making your story believable. You shouldn't be making it believable. You should be telling this truth of what happened and not saying things like, oh, I parked by the trail and walked down the trail and that's why I went to that park. No, be honest, man. Be honest. Tell the people the truth and you will never have to worry about nothing. Be honest, man. If you were chasing clout, the first thing you should have said was, look, this is another thing. Hold on. Let me backtrack for a second. This lady sent this to Ickmail, right? She got up. She said, I'm booking this out 3 months from now. Let me just put this all out. This is all what she said. This is not any conspiracy theory or nothing. This is based off of what she told everybody. You ready for it? Let's go. She said she planned this out for 3 months. Okay. People make vacations. What did she plan out? The days off?
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
No, because she stayed in a freaking car at a campground, not even at the campground. She stayed in a neighborhood on the side of the road in her car. And based off of the video we watched last night, she took her kayak off the top of her car, and she laid it on the ground while she was in the car talking to Tony on a live stream. So with that being said, now I go, okay, this lady planned to go to the water and sleep in her car, and that's it. So what did you plan 3 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I'm like, all right, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's say she planned to go to her friend's house in Sacramento who had cancer. She wanted to spend time with her. Let's just say that that's what she did, right? Why not come out right off rip and go, look, I'm interested in true crime. I like Ickmail. I like all these people. And I want to, I'm going to my friends in Sacramento. So I wanted to stop by Truckee because I got to go through there anyway and record some footage of the search party and maybe help in locating Kylie. That's it.
Yeah.
So she says she has a language barrier and she can't do that. You're lying because you type in the chat, you talk.
Yeah, and for where she works, she ain't got a language barrier.
Ooh. To other people, you get drunk and talk on a panel and you don't have a language barrier. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute.
Snitching.
Everything she's doing and everything she's saying that she wants to stop, she's not doing either one of them. You can't tell me that you want people to stop talking about you, but then go in other panels and chat and tell people that you're innocent without proving anything. And people are like, oh, why should she have to prove she's innocent? Let me see if there's any. Yeah, she's sus as fuck. Facts. Let's see. Yeah, I'm speaking solely for myself, not anyone else, not about anybody else.
I did. I don't even care.
I'm speaking for me. I believe, based off of the facts that Xana May has put out, that she is very suspect, that she is a person of interest, in my opinion. I watch what she's doing based off of what she's provided to me. She's shown me that she's shady. She's shown me that she's lying. She's shown me that she has no ability to just tell the truth, regardless of what the truth is. You know, when you're involved possibly with a missing girl and now a deceased girl, you would think, rest in peace, Kylie. Shout out to Kylie, rest in peace, man. I hope it wasn't
such a good man.
What everybody thinks it is, and brutal as it was, and that's sad, man. I'm a father, man. I got kids. I got a 19-year-old. I got a 14-year-old. I got a 5-year-old. If this ever happened, the Xana Mays that are in this, you know, if there's a Xana May character, if somebody showed up kayaking around my daughter's missing location and was making videos coming in through the side, like there was not one video of
coming in through the back side.
She went on vacation.
Like, that's what's weird. She come through the back door up in that bitch. Like, what?
This I'm glad I brought myself back to this.
Right?
Just check this out. She went on vacation to go somewhere that she's never kayaked in before. She's never been there before. She's never went into the water. This is what she said. She said, I've kayaked all these other lakes in that area, but that one. So that's why I chose that one 3 months ago. So she goes to the freaking campground, right? No, she doesn't. That's my problem. This lady didn't even drive through the front entrance. And I got a wife. I know women. Women take pictures of everything. They want to document where they went, the frogs on the ground, the mushrooms on the tree, the leaves falling over, the grass is growing too. Like they take pictures everywhere they go as they're going, stopping, taking pictures, right? She's not posted a picture. She's not posted a video. She's not posted nothing about the park, about the vacation that she took to clear her mind. So this is another thing. She went to clear her mind because she had depression or her mental health. And then she liked it because of the sound. She liked the sound the kayak make, is what she said. I like the sound of the kayak, not the sound of the waves, the sound of the kayak. Well, in her video, she recorded herself walking around on the ground more than the sound of the kayak. You would think if you went there to soothe your mind and your mental health because of the sound of the kayak, you would at least make a video of the sound of the kayak. No, you edited all the video out. You went from the shore to the middle of the water.
For real.
Or from where Kylie's car was. So how did you get there? And where were you at before that? Like, why would you cut all that out?
Yeah. Like it was there and then you took it. Yeah, tell it, Kurt. That's right.
You know, why would you go to this park across the street from the campground, not across the street, across the reservoir?
Yep.
Through a neighbor, you drove through a neighborhood. You said In your interview, that you drove for 30 minutes up highway, 89?
No,
I
you
think that's what
didn't.
it was. So you mean to tell me, hold on, I got to get a drink for this one.
Me too. Make it.
You mean to tell me
Uh,
you drove 30 minutes past Prosser Creek, the reservoir, right? Turned around, drove 30 minutes back to the reservoir. So now you've been driving for an extra hour. Went past the entrance another 10 minutes until you got, about 3 minutes. So now we're at an hour and 3 minutes. You went, no, I'm right. Hold on. And now another 10 minutes because you didn't go in to the second entrance. You went past the first entrance.
No way.
You went past the second entrance. You went down to a neighborhood road, a road that cuts through like 4 or 5 neighborhoods. You drove the back roads all the way down to where you eventually parked your car on the side of the road in a neighborhood, launched your kayak, and that's where you started your recording. Do you not see where people can be kind of confused on?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why?
Even though it's like the
you, and then you reached out to a pretty popular true crime creator, and you sent him the footage, but then said you weren't looking for clout, you weren't looking for any fame, any fortune, but you got a YouTube channel, and you said you were really interested in true crime, but yet when you were there looking for this girl that you said first you were there to relax your mental health, now you're there looking for the girl, and then now you hear how confusing that is? Like, it's even hard for me to say that shit. Like, when I'm speaking it out of my mouth, I have a hard time saying it because it don't make no sense. Captain Curtis, Dylan coming on. Dylan will probably be coming on. I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna share my screen for a little bit. I'm probably gonna bring Dylan up. If Power Stroke or Father Son Reacts are in here, they could come up. I was going to bring a couple people on to talk about it, and I still might. I can't go live for long. I got to work tomorrow morning.
Come on, buddy. Let's get it. He said I can't go live
but
for
I do
long.
want to scroll through the comments.
2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
No, she didn't have. Let me correct that. I'm going to correct that. She did not have. Listen, everybody listen. There's 1,050 people in here. Listen what I'm about to tell you. She did not have a divasis, to my knowledge, based off of the video that was in the thing that was in the back of her car when I can't say that she didn't have $1,000 dive thingy because I don't know. She might have one at home, but based off the video, she did not have one in the backseat.
So yeah,
that was not a dive thingy. We looked at it. I thought it was at first. I will tell you, myself, I said, oh man, she's got a dive assist. She's diving down to the car. I said, Dolly, actually, I'm going to say this so everybody knows. I said, Dolly Vision was right. She is a 007 villain. That's what I said. I did say that. But then as we did the Google reverse search, somebody hit us up, sent us a picture. We realized it was just a kayak Dolly. That's it. So the people that said that they watched my live and they seen me defame, or what do they call it? Doxing her. And they said I sent my followers after this woman, that I sent my followers to mess with anime. No, I didn't. I never told anybody to go mess with anime. I told everybody, if you want a hobby and you like what you're watching right now, go do true crime. Anyone could do it. If you got some time and a computer and you start combing through some of these interviews and investigations, that's it. That's all I said. So because other people went and looked into her sketchy ass stories, that's me saying go look at her? No, I didn't say that. I've been screaming from the top of the roof. Hey, Zanime. I'll say it again. Zanime. If I could say it in Ukraine, I would. Zanime. I don't want you to be involved. I wish that you just came on half of the podcast you were on, half of the channels that you went up to and said, look, I was chasing clout. I wanted to get a video to Ickmail. I was recording a bunch of video. I edited it. Like, give me something. Give me something. Give me something to believe. Give me something that makes sense. Give me something. Say, look, I didn't want to admit it, but I'll say it now. I did want a channel. I did want to be true crime. I just wanted some fame first. I was planting my seeds, man. Get on Ickmail's channel, get on Tony's channel. I get it. You're marketing. But just admit that. Say, look, I'm marketing. I was making videos. Look, you knew. Oh man, I could go on and on about this chick, man. This is a problem. Look, you mean to tell me that Tony Dodge got an interview with you, Sammy, and the dude that is SF's son, I forget his name, that flies the drones. So you and Tony Dodge helped me discover who the second person in AWP's video was that was blurred out. That was SF Investigates, and the second one was his son that was flying the drones. Right? You said wish there was people
well, baby,
flying drones and get together.
What'd you say?
I said I might need to message him about that second person now that we know.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all could collab with drone flying and the kayaks and the GoPro, right? You remember that? You said that. Nobody else said that. Xana May said that. Not me, not anybody else in the true crime community. You said that. That came out of your mouth. You have to learn to accept responsibility for what you say. You said that that's what you did. Then you turned around and said there was a no-fly zone. Now, elaborate. Does that mean nobody else that's not a part of the search party can fly? Or does that mean nobody can fly? Because then you proceeded to tell them that they need to register down there before they fly a drone. So I assume, based off of what you said, that means nobody else can fly the drone in that area other than the people that are registered. So that goes back to this. Why did you not record any footage of you walking through the front of the campground, going to the sign-up tent, proving that you were actually looking for this girl, which would then actually help your notoriety on the True Crime Channel? So that's where I lose everything, because you weren't doing it for clout. You weren't doing it for anything, right? You were doing it to look for the girl. Well, your video didn't show you looking for anybody. You kayaked across the water. You were kayaking and showing the land like this because you had it on your chest. You had the phone in your hand while you were walking, and you were showing the land with your chest, right?
Spanish music playing in
when
a
you're
one
kayaking.
Yep.
At one point, you had the camera on top of your head,
correct?
Because your hair was flying in front of it. You have short hair. I don't think your hair is all the way down to your chest. So then you took the camera off of your head and you put it onto your chest. Like, you did all these things to change your camera angles. You did all these things to take footage. You drove 3 hours to sleep there for 2 days to record footage. But the footage that you put out was not footage of why you went there. What is it? What's up, EJ? I love what you're doing, man. Keep up the love, Skin. Keep it up. Hey, I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you. What did that person say, man? Nah, my bad. I want to, and I shouldn't be paying so much attention to this about the. No. I take that back. I definitely am not letting off Xaname until there's a reason to let off Xaname, because everything she's saying is sketchy. Everything she's doing, these lies and shit. But I shouldn't pay these other channels so much attention. Don't start the heels in the air. What's going on here? What am I stirring y'all up, pissing some people off? It ain't. Look, man, there's two options. You either believe that somebody's guilty or you don't. So if I throw a theory out there, look, if I said Sammy, Jagger, Xaname, possibly Ronnie, and maybe an unknown third kid that I haven't figured out yet. Maybe those people are my interests. Those people are my suspects. Right, so when I sit down for my time, not anybody else's time, for my time, and I start looking through this case, those are the people I look at. And I'm going to connect one of them to the other. Some way, somehow, I'm going to. And if I don't, good. Prove me wrong. That's what I've been saying. That is what I'm saying. Yeah, add Ickmill in there. Well, see, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think Ickmill, I think that dude just got jammed up. I think he had a large platform. I think somebody reached out to him, said, "Hey, man, you want to skew some facts, move stuff around, help us out?" Yeah, no problem. And he didn't realize what he got involved in. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. That's what I believe. I didn't believe that anime could have been possibly involved until I started combing through all of her crap. There ain't no way she couldn't have been involved. Ikmail is just a creator. Yeah, hey, look, I can agree to that. But you got to remember, man, we're all essentially every one of us that are watching the stream are creators. So you're right. I agree with you. He is just a creator. Hopefully that's all he is. But just because you're a creator doesn't mean you can't be a criminal as well.
Damn.
My dog said, I think I got a super jet. See, I think I. No, but what I'm saying, man, is you can't just close your mind off to who you think and who you believe is guilty or involved or has something to do with or knows about or was there. I mean, look, everybody's got their own opinion.
I love
somebody said it before, and I got to finish to it. Everybody has opinion. They're just like assholes. We all have them, and they stink. And everybody's opinion, man. Some people, if it's my asshole, it don't stink, right? That's my opinion. It don't stink. It's valid to me. To me, it is. Everybody else might feel differently about it. You know what I mean? You go sticking your ass in somebody else's face, they ain't gonna like it. That's all it is. Some people are like, hey, I like that. I'm rocking with that. Some people are like, I ain't rocking with that. And that's what this is about, man. And in true crime, it is exactly what it says. It's true crime. That's it, dog. You can't put a parameter on what fits inside true crime. Like you can't say this is the only spot true crime is going to be. Like nobody can get outside of this. This is the only options. That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't be people doing this then. There wouldn't be cold cases for years that people end up combing through and finding something stupid like the lady that went and kayaked across the lake for no damn reason. That's how they find shit.
Fucking crime scene off area.
Being the person that I am, I'm going to look outside the box. The only person that's been pushing out any type of evidence, in my opinion, is Anime. Everybody else has been quiet. Other people running from other states. She says that she doesn't want anyone to talk about her, to be mean to her, blah, 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 blah. Well, yo, ain't nobody holding you to keeping the same damn. Zanime must be a very important name to you. You could change your name on your channel and nobody would ever hear from you again. You are choosing to insert yourself into this. And that's what I don't understand.
She did. No,
that's it, man. I don't get it. I do want to
make it make sense.
Find something real quick before I pull this up, but I want to show y'all something. And now this is why I'm going into this. I'm going into the interview the AWP does with the roadside assistant guy.
I wouldn't even need to question her. All I want her to do is release her kayak video. Shoot, I don't even need Donna or any of the other lakes she kayaked. Just from the time she gets about ready to turn off at 80 and her whole the whole experience there, follies and all. I would like to see that whole little adventure. Just that adventure. You know, that's all.
And the reason why is because I think that based on a few pictures I've seen of a map where Kylie was located to where she was last seen, to where everybody searched, to where this guy says she was. I think there's something off. I'm not sure what I found yet, but I think there's something off. I'm going to figure it out. I don't like something's wrong. His interview's off. Something's different. I haven't pinpointed it yet, but I'm going to get this video. I want to get Dylan up here. I don't think I've seen anybody else in here. Hold on. Dylan's in chat.
I'm definitely playing some Call of Duty after this.
Dylan's in chat. Can everybody be respectful and give this to Dylan, man? I know it's probably... Hey, Dylan can have this. Zanime can have this. There you go. Dylan can have it in Zanime. Everybody else, man, I apologize, but I ain't got much time on here, so I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm doing. By any means,
fast forward it.
Not saying that is something's off, and I don't know what his involvement is, but had Zanime not sent it to Ikmail, I wouldn't even think anything about Ikmail. And maybe Ikmail is not a concern of mine. I don't know.
Hey,
Hold on.
give me just a second, brother. I gotta get something to drink.
No, you're good, man. Do what you got to do. Go
True
get a
that,
drink.
Stephanie.
Ain't no biggie. Yeah, man. I'm going to let maybe a few people on here in a little bit, but I want to at least.
I'm ready.
What does that mean? Hold on. What does that mean? I'm not understanding what this means. Zanime was in Grass Valley at 10:10 a.m. kayak video. Can you elaborate? Type in the chat. You don't have to do a super chat. I'll look. Mods, if you see her post, I'm curious what that means.
Huh.
I'm curious. I'm curious. All right, man. But anyway, the AWP, the A dude was let me see. Let me see what this says. The AAA dude was confusing me because he sent them to the other lake. Well, what does that mean? Okay, Grass Valley is near Sacramento. I'm sorry, I'll get back to you, Dawn, on the chat on the thing. But what does that mean? Does that mean that, yeah, maybe she went to her friends in Sacramento and continued kayaking? But hey, Zanime, if you're in here, you know you had your kayak paddle upside down, right? Your kayak paddle was the wrong direction. You're supposed to flip it over so that the paddle actually was a paddle and not. I mean, just saying. You said you kayaked all the time and you had the paddle upside down. And why flip it? That's just weird. All right. Yeah, I agree. A dude was confusing me because he sent them to the other lake. I want to see all the footage from AWP on him before I decide. Maybe because
I want to see all of that. I want to see
is more because they researched appeals. I lost you at the end, but I agree.
Video
I think that
of the
I don't know. I don't know if the dude. I just find it weird that this dude seen this and remembered a week later all that he remembered.
She was struggling.
I don't
with
think
that
he's.
upside down.
Did you watch AWP interview? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care if he's clean or not. But Jamie, listen, check this out. He could be as clean as you want, but the information that the Packers won. Shout out to Packers. AWP can say whatever they want to say, but the fact of the matter is, I believe he's clean, but I also believe that he knows more than what he's saying. You don't have to be dirty to not know more. You know, you don't remember when you were a little kid and your parents said withholding information is the same thing as a lie. It's the same thing, man.
Okay. Like, I don't know if you want to. Have you played the video?
No, I haven't played it at all yet. Okay. Talk about it, because me and him been talking about this all day. This video something's off.
The road service guy. I'm gonna say this: the road service guy is clean, but what isn't clean, in what you will see in this video, which make sure you got closed captions on, he says that he has cameras on both the front and back of his work van.
Yep.
He was called out for a car not
battery
starting.
call. Yep.
When he gets out here and locates the car,
yep,
he sees a girl and a guy. He describes them to a T. Well, he now says that after seeing the poster of her missing, that was her. Now, keep in mind, this is on the 6th, the next day at 11 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. And she was with a guy that had a black SF hat on, a white tee, kind of long hair.
So now the last two you have that has seen Kylie Rodney alive is Nick Tow Truck Guy and Sammy Smith.
And had a skinny build to him. What is that? Who does that sound like? And he's saying that was her. So if that was her and she was last seen at the party and there's video on his work truck of this incident, where's that video and why have the police not released that video?
Right.
Where's it at?
Yep. I don't know.
She wasn't last seen at the party.
Where'd it go?
Where's last seen apparently at 11 a.m. around Boca Reservoir.
Proof of life. Show
with
me.
Another guy. And he states in the video she couldn't call the roadside assistance because her phone was dead. Kylie's phone last pinged and was dead at 12:33 a.m. So she called from this guy's phone.
Right.
Where's all this information at, and why hasn't it been released?
I don't know. And like
Do
this
you
lady,
remember the Gabby Petito case?
Yeah.
How the cops were called out and they were on the side of the road and they had body cam footage and everything. They released that.
Yep.
So why wouldn't the cops release this footage of this guy's roadside assistant?
Why have they not released any footage of the last known picture that's not Kylie? Why not release that surveillance footage? Why not release any of any of the AAA roadside, whatever you want to call it, footage like that? It just something's fishy about it.
Assistance van with the cameras on it at 11 a.m. So are you saying this guy that talked to AWP isn't telling the truth and that wasn't Kylie? It's already been checked out? Or what? Why is there no statement on this? Why hasn't that been released?
On nothing. Like really, honestly, if you really think about it, like I heard that, and this is just a rumor from what I heard, but I heard they already cremated her and gave her to the mother. Like, so you mean to tell me no autopsy was released? Nobody knows the results of the autopsy. So now you cremated her so that if the results of the autopsy came back and they were questioned, you can never do another autopsy. So nothing was released to the public that they're investigating this as a crime or as an accident or as anything other than we'll let you know November 1st.
Yeah, the autopsy is going to take a couple more weeks, apparently.
That's what I'm saying.
But
remember, and it rolled around, and they didn't even have the balls to do that last press that they said was going to happen. Never happened, right? Weird shit happened at the end there.
Even if it's evidence, so was the stuff in the Gabby Petito case, and that was released.
Right.
Knew they couldn't answer any questions without incriminating somebody, probably including themselves. It's just fucking weird.
So why isn't this released, showing the last known location of this girl?
Well, not only that, like,
and who she was with at the time of her being alive. That's the last time that she was alive. That's the fact.
I still don't understand why this dude came from Reno, Nevada. I mean, I know they're close, but do you really dispatch a roadside assistant guy from another state to?
He ain't wrong.
Boca?
If it's the closest one, because he said he came down 72 and then turned there. I mean, he says it all in that interview right
there.
Yeah,
no, I know, but it's just weird to me that, like, I don't know. It just seems funny that the guy that showed up just happened to not be somebody local to that area. Because had it have been somebody that showed up, they would already known this girl was missing and that everybody was looking for her.
Like, that's the thing is everybody knows everybody there. Like, why didn't they call a friend? Like, it's weird. It's almost like somebody was fixing an alibi or something. I don't know. It's just weird.
And that would have been open.
That way, if the narrative swung a certain direction, like, it'd be covered. I don't know. It's just weird. Just release the footage. That's all. Just release it. If it's an accident, y'all say, oh, it's just an accident. Just release the shit, man. Do it. Dare you to.
Open shut case right there. He would have showed up, said, oh, man, this is the vehicle that they're looking for. Let me call the law enforcement, keep him tied up. Law enforcement shows up, takes those two into custody, questions them. Now we're at least somewhere.
I mean, let's bring this in perspective here. Let me bring this up.
Okay.
And then we can watch the
video
on it. So let me share my screen here. Let me bring this over. Bring this over on my screen here.
Let's go, boys.
Somebody said someone should approach the parents about making this into a Netflix special. Yo, that's the crazy thing is it ain't far off from being something like a Netflix special already, man. That's what I've been saying.
So in this video, where he pinpoints on AWP's GPS that they show during the interview and everything,
right,
is this point right here, all the way in Boca.
Yeah.
And their car is facing the highway. Is facing this way.
Okay, hold on. Back up for a second. If you keep going down that road, Oh
You
my
go down that road and
God.
it connects into the highway. But if you go down that road and you turn off, you can take 890 all the way up here and then take 89 down to.
Hey, check this out. Check
Central
this out.
Park.
Go back to zoom in a little bit right there where your mouse was. Go down to that junction where those two roads that she would have cammed down. Go up a little bit.
Right here?
No, keep going down that road. Yeah. Go down that road. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Make a left. Nope, back up, back up.
Yep.
Right
Make a
here.
left right there. Yep.
But that's not
Now
where she
zoom
went.
in to that spot right there. Now, could she have made another left?
No, because she had
Right there.
two roundabouts
Made
in her video.
another
That's why she cut them
Left,
out.
right
So you
there.
can't tell
Nope.
where she's
Right there.
at.
Nope. Left. Yeah. Now look
Going
where
this
that's
way.
going to take you. Look what that's going to take you to.
Going back down
Yes,
here.
it mapped out.
Yeah, but
already,
look
though.
where you're at now.
Mhm.
Now remember when we were both talking about it. How does she know about that spot? Well, based off of what we're looking at right here, what
Not
if
much straight down 80 and up?
that car was taken through the back roads to get
But yeah,
back to this area?
it could be easily taken.
And that's the thing.
Because can't
Kylie
you
was reported missing that night. If she was last seen at 11 a.m. alive at 11 a.m., then somehow they managed to get from this point all the way back over here, and somehow the car ended up in the water here.
Yeah,
That is a distance to go, especially for
that car was taken through the back roads to get back to this area.
and that's the thing.
Because can't
Kylie was reported missing that night. If she was last
I
seen
love
at
looking at
11
maps.
a.m. alive at 11 a.m., then somehow they managed to get from this point all the way back over here, and somehow the car ended up in the water here.
Yeah,
that is
They
a
drove from
distance
here around
to
here,
go,
up,
especially for a
through,
person
and down and around.
that
No,
was
it's really
just
not.
reported missing.
Yeah,
Down the back
you're
roads.
right. So it's like
In a possible abduction, not a abduction, a possible abduction is what's been said.
it almost seems like the abduction and all that bullshit. Like it seems like it happened a lot sooner.
9 o'clock, they realized that she didn't show up for coffee. So then they immediately went looking for her at Prosser and Mocha, whatever. And then I guess after looking for her for some hours, the report was put in at like almost 5 o'clock or something. But police were called well before that, though.
Sooner than it was released.
Uh-oh.
Like meaning maybe they were already driving her car around at 8 o'clock at night is what my point is.
I mean, and that's the other thing. I mean, they have on their search grids and their search maps that, last seen, and they have it circled in red.
Yeah. In the park.
Okay. So if you look at that map and you look where that circle is,
yeah,
there's that structure. That's where that circle is.
And that's not the campground.
And that's where she was supposedly last seen.
Bring the picture up. Do you have the
No,
picture that you could
that's
show
not.
so that everybody knows that we're not just pulling this picture, that we're not just pulling that location from nowhere?
She's last seen up here.
It's the map that was drawn of the search party. So
yeah, I got it on my phone. Hold on. Or I might have it in here.
So if you don't, you can text it to me, and I think you did actually. Hold on.
Yeah, I did
5
text
p.m.
it to
Saturday. Yeah.
Let me see.
When the report finally went through. Yeah.
Oh, where'd you go, dog?
Probably, Joe.
Hey, I appreciate this. What does it say? Have you already noticed it?
It was like 11 o'clock. Yeah, when she was reported.
Yeah, no,
reported
that's what we're
missing.
saying. The direction of the kayak,
But it didn't dispatch out until like 5.
Everything's off. You can see that,
which is odd.
The end of the video is the beginning of the video. That's what I'm saying. Why can't she talk about none of that? Some of this stuff don't add up, and she can't speak on it, and makes it look even more shadier.
Yeah, and then instead of just like releasing like to where it makes sense, like she cut shit out to make it look even more suspicious. Like it makes no sense to me. Like if you don't have anything to hide, like you're not gonna edit something even further so people don't ask questions. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, Dylan's gonna need the link again. There you go. Let me send this picture over.
All right, I
gotta unlock my son's phone.
I'm gonna do this.
Oh boy.
25 more minutes.
Dylan.
Shower.
Dylan, if you're still here, dog, you come back. Yeah. Let's see. A, B, C,
Wait,
D,
what did you say,
E,
Sheriff? Hold up.
G. Family link. There we go. Hello, everyone.
My bad.
Yeah, you're good, man. You clicked the wrong thing. I did that the other night. And
hit the right button.
Help her escape now.
Yeah, I did. What about the what? I can't.
Okay, anyways, here. I can just show it on my phone right here.
Would you say white rain?
I don't know if it'll actually show.
So
this map right here. This is the grid map that they had on Kylie's parents' camper. Okay. The red dot right there.
Yeah.
When I was able to zoom in on it.
Out right here.
And look at the contours of the roads and how they're facing.
Point out that last scene map shows at 1:30 in the morning she was seen across the water. That's what's even more odd.
It really leads you to where I have circled on that map. There you go. That's where they have circled, and that's what's shown as last seen August 6th at 1 a.m. I don't know why it comes out blurry like that.
I think because it's trying to blur your background because of the StreamYard.
Do they?
That might be.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch a little bit more of this before
I was
they
trying
go
to see
into
how to
like the
slow my
actual
damn chat
video.
down for y'all, but I don't.
When they actually go into like the video of it, I'll save that for like tomorrow or Wednesday or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Last seen August 6th at 1 a.m. But yet, supposedly during this interview, that's going to be shown. A roadside assistance member actually ran into her and some other person at 11 a.m. the next day on Saturday.
Yep.
Hold on real quick. I want to see what y'all think, man.
I'm gonna skip this a little bit.
All right. Do it.
I've been over these maps so many times.
I don't. Do you look at where she was last seen? You looked at where the search party was.
Why are you the one that she's coming to? Why can't Zanime just get on here, be 110% truthful? Say, look, here's the pictures I have of me going up and signing this. Here's the video of the Hispanic party that I have. Here's this. Why can't you do that?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It's over.
Clarify it.
That's what I don't understand, dog. It's not. It ain't
You
like
can't be 110% honest.
She
You
don't
just come over here.
I don't understand why not one person in this entire, like, nobody can clarify anything. Not the key players, not the NPCs, not the law enforcement, not one, nobody.
You can't get on here and defend yourself.
No, she don't have to go in front.
Not all these people that came out here and spit all this fucking word salad. Like, not one of them can make it make sense. Actually, a lot of them made it worse, but it made us question even more things, and now it's starting to make sense. And the way that it's making sense don't look good for a lot of people.
In front of a stadium in California at the Giants field and get on a microphone and do a slideshow. But damn, just pick up your phone, call on a video chat, go live. You got a YouTube anime.
Yeah.
Go live on YouTube and go, hey guys, it's anime. I'm gonna go ahead and debunk Captain Kirk's theory, all these people's theory. You don't want it. Why don't you want to do that? You know what I mean? It's not like the whole squad of people. I mean, I know, look, I'm not even going to say the name. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Creek Squad is huge, right?
Like I said, I don't even want to like have Zanime on a panel or have her feel cornered or make her cry again or anything like that. Like, all I would love for her to do is just release all this just release it. That's all.
That's huge. So the person that we follow, he's a big dude, but nobody's going after you in the sense of because that individual told us to. We're investigating you based off, or I'm investigating you based off of what I see And what I don't understand has nothing to do with who started watching you. Just because he's the first individual that pointed you out, don't mean that it's wrong. Like you got to prove something here, man. You got to prove something. I'm going to go to this interview. If not, I'll be on this all day. But for real, man, like people got to think about it a little bit harder. Nobody's going to just do this unless there's a reason. And the reason is not to listen to her kayak.
I mean, let me say this. You feel like you're going to be so personally attacked and
it's
you're
just
scared
odd. Like,
because of that.
Why would you feel attacked anyway if like you're just being honest about it and you really don't know this girl? Like, why does she feel attacked? I just don't understand it. Unless it's a projection or guilt or I don't know. Like, I would just like to know the truth though. Like
that.
Weird.
And that's the reason why you don't want to come on and prove your innocence. But yet when mysteriously Brittany called myself out and called Captain Kirk out.
Stephanie, to answer your question, like you can tell when a video and audio is spliced or edited. I don't care how, like, an unedited video is not going to have transition. It's not going to have audio changes, peak changes, quality changes, cuts. Like you would be able to tell. And yes, based on our own actions. Absolutely.
Did we run and hide?
Nope.
We got right on the live and spoke what happened and said the truth and called her out on it. Oh, yeah, I apologize, this and that. But I mean, and then you want to go on about this. Like, why can't Zanime do the same thing? Why does she have to go through small YouTubers and apparently show her videos that you see? You see her recording when she's doing her video, but she's only sharing them with small YouTube people. She's not putting it on herself, but yet she'll get on her channel and she'll make a whole sob story as to, no, I didn't do this. I do have videos, this, that, and the other, but yet won't show it, won't sit here and, just give out any factual evidence that you do have these and that this is what happened and all that.
Hey, check this out, because everybody was screaming in the chat. I seen it. I try to look, y'all. I really do. I'm going to share this.
I don't understand why you would go out of your way to feel relevant in a missing child case if you don't have something to hide. Like, okay, so if 3 months prior it was just a kayaking trip, why didn't she release the footage of that kayaking trip? Like, and then if she wanted to talk about being part of like the search or whatever, like, where's the footage for that? Where's that her signing herself in and using Cal Top or doing any of these things? Like, it's really suspicious that she did all of these motherfucking things, but this is all you see. And then when you ask her questions about it, then she goes and edits that too to make herself look even more suspicious. Like, it's just odd behavior.
It doesn't have any personal information. Let me check it one more time.
Very odd
There's
behavior.
no personal information on it. Nothing. Check this out. And I don't know. This is from chat. This is from somebody. So I'll show you what it is. Let's see. Share screen. We'll do entire screen. That way nobody says I didn't share it all. Now, check this out.
That's what I'm saying, Katie.
Kylie's vehicle when recovered. There's her vehicle. Zanime video at 9.
So what, Daisy, is the live we have with her on, it's one of my lives. It's I'll tell you which one it is, but yeah, it's on a live. And then she has her live up too when she actually does it to me, so there's both points of view when she's doing her moo ha 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 shit, hoobra, whatever you want to call it. It's weird. Hoobry. It's weird.
9-minute mark, what appears to be a freshly dug
I remember
grave.
when I yelled at her and she cried.
I don't see it, but let me see.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really tell much from that.
Oh, I kind of see a little bit where the ground's disturbed. You see in front of the dog's face where there's like, you can see that the ground's kind of sunk.
Yeah,
and you got to keep in mind, apparently there was other people there searching that whole area is going to be turned up with footsteps and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna go back for a minute because look.
Right.
So the ground.
I said the same exact thing about these fucking rocks they got circled here. You see this? This is, remember I said these rocks look, I don't know, just shit looks placed. Oh, it's fucking weird
everything.
Yeah, there's that fucking heart.
Yeah, you're right.
So the ground is going to be disturbed in some way or form or fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep looking now. Let's see what it says. There's an anime video at 8:45 mark on the left of Kylie's vehicle. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, look to the left. Hold on. Look to the left. See the gray top through the bushes? I know, but I get what you're saying because it could be a lot of things. It could be the top of a shed, it could be the top of a porta potty, it could be the top of it could be a
I see the thing. I don't want to say anything of the sort.
What I find more suspicious about this picture is like where the sun is at and the bushes shadows just don't go with the bushes. Like it's odd how they're, I don't know. Anyway.
So like,
yeah, no.
Sure.
Something looks very
I agree.
weird.
I just think it's weird that.
What is it? 9-minute mark?
Yeah, there's some funky ass shit going on in this picture. I see. Okay, 9-minute mark. I'll have to look that up.
8:45. It's 8:45 is where you see that, and the 9-minute mark it says is where you see this.
Oh, that ain't.
So at 9 minutes, you'll see this.
See it.
Which I'm going to be honest with you, looking at the ground,
like
I don't see a freshly dug grave because you see the yellow flowers all on the ground. None of those would be there. If they put
like
pine needles and straw and raked it back in, you would see. I mean, there's fresh, there's some foliage or something. I mean, maybe in the video. What's that?
A heart though, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that
just with caution because
keep skipping. Sorry, y'all.
Very close up is a pair of black sneakers.
What? No. I don't see no sneakers. Hi, puppy.
I'm looking at it right now.
You want a treat?
It could be a pine cone. Like I'm seeing a bunch
there ain't no
of
shoe
pine
there.
Cones laying on the ground.
Yeah,
I'm right at that mark.
I see a pine cone. I see shadow of the hay. I see a like a indent in the ground where the hay's like buckled. I don't see no shoe though. Y'all see a shoe because I don't see a shoe. I got you.
9 minutes and 3 seconds. Like I'm right on that image.
Seeing my video at 13:13. Mark 2 shell casings as she says there she is. Now that does look like shell casings.
Oh yeah, we saw the shell. Yeah, those do look
that
like
looks
shell
like shell
casings. And them rocks.
What's the time on it?
13:13. When she looks down, but then again.
But that's what what she's saying. There she is too. Is the direction of her last phone ping? Like something's going on. Something's going on in that area. It definitely is. When does anime happen? Pretty sure it's quite a. And it was like a panel of 4. I can find it for us tonight, Daisy. Just let me finish this live for a little bit, and I'll find it.
Again, like it almost looks like. Do you see? Okay, does everybody see these things hanging off these plants?
They're no, like that's the stuff like hanging off the top of the plant. Yeah,
that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
I know it was in like November, maybe November, early December. All right, let's get through this part a little bit. How much time I got? 10 minutes. Okay. Ooh, what's this?
I went down a rabbit hole there just to find this stuff and then get sidetracked. It's hard.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
You got it, and then you got to try
don't
to
be sorry, baby.
Look at it with an open mind too.
Yeah, I'll
and
help
then
you
prove
after
it
this.
wrong
10
before
minutes.
you
I'll
move forward with trying to prove it
20,
right.
30 minutes because I'm gonna shower after this.
Let me be a nice guy, which I should have been anyway. Let me look at the chat real quick. Hey, Yellow Rose, that you're in the back studio. I'll do.
Oh, and to answer your question, I didn't notice him in the back chat. It's Daniel.
One of those, a day where I could pull you up, but not right now. Transparency. What does it say? Transparency. She is clear. She can clear her name. That's all we ask. Yes. Thank you, Jamie. That's all we ask. That's it.
That's literally all she does. Just be truthful.
Yeah.
Come out. Hey, here's my phone. Here's a message. Or let me share my screen. Yeah, here's the videos I took on my phone.
Yeah.
Just sit down and talk and have a conversation like grown adults and explain yourself. Like, it's not that hard.
Like
It's
the truth is so easy to tell. Like, this is how like y'all slip up, because like you can tell when somebody lying because there's so many inconsistencies, and there's so many players in this with so much inconsistency that it just, I don't know how nobody else don't see it.
But you're making it extremely hard and trying to play a victim on the fact that you're being bullied or harassed, or you're trying to paint a pity party picture on yourself when all you have to do is just be completely honest.
Starts crying
about the video you took, and there you go.
But like, that's the thing, is like when you talk to her, like she starts out like she wants to discuss things, then she just starts throwing like allegations or like shit that's not true, and then like when she gets questions about things, she like starts crying, and it don't make no sense. Like, that's not behavior of somebody, unless like you're like an emotional manipulator. Like, I just don't understand the behavior. It's odd.
You go. You shouldn't have to feel the need to go around to other YouTubers and be like, I can trust you. Here's a video I can send you. You can put that out there for me. Why, when you can do it yourself?
Yes.
Dude, that's the biggest thing. Like, what is stopping her from that? Like, why in her head has she decided not to say anything? And I think part of the problem is because she knows she's already told so many lies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you told so many lies, so now it's time to tell the truth. And you know that you told so many lies. You don't know if you could.
Like, look, I would rather be caught in a lie that I was trying to get clout on something, or that, like, I don't know, rather than trying to dip out on a missing child case that you were literally, like, you kind of went on the back side of things because you knew the front side of it was closed off. Like, it's odd.
If you're capable of telling the truth, like, that's all I can see. That's the only reason why I think she's doing this. Like, I don't see another reason why. Why would you not try to clear yourself? Why would you not jump? Like, she was real quick to jump on a panel to tell everybody what happened, to tell everybody what she's seen, but she is now being put in the situation where she needs to prove herself that that's all she did, was she was just there looking. She was just there looking.
Yeah, but she's not even, and it just cracks me up because I've said it like 14 times now. I feel like it. You're using other YouTubers to explain your own actions that you could take. Like,
right.
I mean, it just doesn't.
Rambo, I don't think issue is a distraction per se. Like,
Why?
Well, what did it say? Texas, what's it say? Texas says nails. Oh, I don't know what that is. People are talking, having a conversation. That's good though. Y'all show each other love in the chat, because I can't read some of this shit sometimes, so I appreciate y'all. Have your side conversations. Be respectful. But no, let's go watch this video, because I'm in it a little bit now, but I know I got work tomorrow, so I gotta get in this. Let's go. Let me share the screen. It's starting off.
Be big mad, but I'm gonna pause it here. So instead of just waiting till Wednesday, tomorrow I will hop on here for a short bit and do this live. Or if it don't work out, then Wednesday I will run through the entirety of the rest of this. So that'd be, what, an hour and a half. Because I gotta get shit done. I have to adult tomorrow. Because I got shit I want to get done tonight. I want to shower. Anybody else want to speak on what we've been watching tonight? Because yeah. But I think there's just paper songs. I think there's just so many people, so many hands in this honeypot per se, that they distracted us. Some of them distracted us from the truth. But there's a lot of key players in here that they're very suspect, and they should just probably drop that truth and be done with it. That's just odd. It's very odd behavior that I watch from some of these people. And how a panelist of men that claim like they know about behavioral patterns and what to look out for and what to question people, and just watching half of their shit, like I probably won't watch the rest of it, to be honest. I gave it as much as I could, and I just can't do it. Like, I'm just looking at these people and their odd behavioral patterns and the things that they've said, and then the backpedaling and the contradictions and the blatant lies for what? Like, we're 7 months deep, and like, this little girl still don't have her justice. If it's an accident, then just release the reports. It's as simple as that. Like, there's no loose ends to tie up here. Like, just wrap it up. Release the footage. Release all the camera footage you have, which, I mean, at least two. I want to see the footage from AAA, whatever you want to call it, roadside assistance, and I want to see the security footage of that last picture that's not Kylie. Like, those are the only two things I really need to see at this point. I would love to see the black box data recording, but I ain't gonna stop talking about it until like if it's a done deal, if it's just an accident, then prove it. That's all I'm saying. You can't, nothing you say at this point will make it sound like an accident. It's only going to make it seem more suspicious. And that's why they sit on it. And they think it's going to just cold case out, but that's not the case. You just keep on applying pressure. And then when that time goes tick-tock, sometimes it goes boom. Like, I'm trying to give it time for people to do the right thing and take the plea deal. But like, if push comes to shove and there's only like 10, 11 months in, I got more proof that it's a cover-up than you do proof that's an accident. I bet you that. And that's all I want, is for them to prove it. Prove to the American people that Kylie Rodney's death was an accident. That's all. That's all I gotta say. I love you guys. Thank you, mods, for always coming through. Thank you, Daisy May, Lala, Larissa, for being up on panel. I love y'all. You guys know I'll see you in Discord. I'll hop over there for a minute, and then I'm gonna hop in the shower, and then I'm gonna do some sleuthy shit if I nap with you, Daisy. All right. I love you guys. I'm gonna hop off here. God bless. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. Eat. Relax. Sleep. Exercise. Love y'all. God bless.